for me, coming from an MS perspective, I've not yet found a mobile app that I'm happy with. There's nothing to tie into like a glucose monitor. But in terms of MS, which is an incredibly variable disease, and there's no way really to, no apps have as of yet made it individualized enough. So they give you this kind of cookie cutter of check this, check, and it doesn't really reflect anything significant. And so I haven't found one that allows me the flexibility, even with the mood. I don't know how many of the other disease spaces have a mood, record, but my mood changes throughout the day, just like my symptoms change throughout the day, and it's impossible to say, okay, I feel this way when in the morning I felt different in the evening, both emotionally and physically. So I haven't found one that really has the flexibility to accommodate that.
I would agree with that. Coming from, well, I mean, there's an app that does like your bowel movement tracking for IBD patients, and I know a lot of people will use that. I never did, but when it comes to MS, I've been on the hunt for really good like injection tracking apps, or something that encompasses your injections in conjunction with your mood or how you're feeling. And like Amy said, nothing has basically met my needs or done enough of what I'm looking for, or actually even functions. I've tried a couple of them and they've all failed miserably.
It's like they only allow you to give a little teeny bit of information that really isn't that worthwhile documenting.
If the apps don't work easily and they don't take a lot of time, that's the key, right? You can't give me something else to do. I'm already doing a lot more than most people do. Plus, I'm trying to live the same life that everybody else is living. So I got my TiVo that records a bunch of TV shows. I've got my phone with some great radio show on it I want to listen to. I've got to answer my email. I want to write on my blog. I want to do all this. By the time I get down to tracking my daughter's blood sugar and keeping good records, I can look at her A1C from last time and go, I'm doing all right, really. Maybe I don't have to do this every day. So these apps need to be quick, they need to be intuitive, and they need to be something you want to use. And I think that a lot of times the apps that are available now, they strike me as a company going, I feel like we should have an app available. So they throw one out so they can say they have it.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
What you need is you need to look at apps that people love that work, even if they've got nothing to do to help. Go look at the MLB app and find out why people who love baseball love that app, and then mimic those reasons with your specific points.
Yeah, there's no reason to have any kind of dedication, and as Scott said, it's a waste of time, and unless you're engaged immediately and find it to be effective for your individual needs, your preferences in terms of what you need to record, it's like you very quickly throw up your hands and say, I can't bother with this.
So maybe for that reason, the app should be web-based as far as the documentation that happens, so that the owner of the app can continue to upgrade and improve the app, and so you can keep using the same one. Because what happens right now, I can tell you with my Twitter app, I started with a Twitter app, I really liked it, but somebody came out with a better one, so I switched to it. That's not a big deal to do, but because it's so seamless. But if there was an app that you guys could improve the face of and how it worked while it still held my information in the background, then I could stay with you while you develop the app instead of having to jump from company to company every time someone did something better.
I agree.
Yeah, so that you guys could pull data and make it look any way you want on the app, but so I'm not storing stuff, and I guess that gets into health issues about storing information off of my device. But you need to have a way that when you improve the app, you can hold customers, basically, because what happens is every time something better comes out, I just jump to the next thing. And then, like Amy just said, it just doesn't seem worthwhile after a while, because, I mean, if you stop and think back, a great example might be that when I was a teenager, we had so many movies on Laserdisc, right? And then we moved to DVD. And then they came out with Blu-ray, and I looked at my wife, I'm like, I don't care anymore, stop. Like, let's literally throw them all away and never buy a movie again on disc, ever. Like, I'm not going to jump from format to format to format for the rest of my life. I just gave up.
You need not, Scott, because there's Netflix. You don't have to have any format. You just have to have a TV.
and the point Amy makes is great, right? It's Netflix is the same idea as I'm talking about the app. What you need is held off site, and when you need it, it's there. And Netflix can, the way movies come on disc can change over and over again, and Netflix can just keep changing with it. They could be alive forever if they adapt quickly enough. But if they don't, then they'll be Laserdiscs.
Not to mention, you know, the familiarity. When you have an app you feel really good about, you're putting personal information into this app. In essence, it's kind of like a brand loyalty concept that you feel comfortable with it. And if you're changing because the capabilities aren't strong enough to hold you, then it's like, okay, whatever. You know, you're not feeling the strong connection and like you want to maintain it, which is the whole purpose of these apps, is managing and maintaining communication records.